Hello, today we're on a river ribble in search of chub, dace and roach. We're going to be using a stick float, tromping with maggot, and we're also going to be using a feeder rod. It's a stretch of the ribble I've never fished before, and that's because it's a new card I'm on for 2019. If you see my last video, you'll see that I did actually say I'm going to be taking a couple of new cards, or I've took a couple of new cards this year because primarily I want to be focusing on my river fishing. And because this is a stretch I've not fished before, I'm going to be using both tactics. I'm going to stick float down the inside line, and I'm also going to put a feeder rod out to the middle and just move between those two tactics. That's the stretch. What we're going to do, we're going to trot down this inside line. You can see it's very calm at the minute, and then we'll also put a feeder rod out over there as well. So this is my setup for today. It's my Drennan 13-foot float rod. I've got my Shimano X-Age on there, and that's fitted with a £6 line. And I know for float fishing on the river, £6 might be, a bit high. Normally most people are probably on about £4, but that's the difference, I suppose, between being a pleasure angler and a match angler, because I don't just use this float rod for the rivers, I also use it on lakes as well. But where I will change it up is at the bottom, because my hook length is just a £2 hook length. With this 10 number 4 stick float, I've got some heavier shot there just to cock the float, and then we're down to a couple of number 4s, and then I'm moving it down to number 8s. I'm just tapering the fall, basically tapering it down to the hook length with smaller shots. And what I'm also doing means is that I'm just refining the way the bait moves through the water, and hopefully we'll see if that gets us some more bites. Sometimes there's a need where you'll need to buckshot it, but that's the way I'm going to start today, with the bait moving through the water as naturally as possible. I'm going to get out now and let's see what we can do. Well, the stick float's been a bit slow, so I just put a ledger rod out. Feeder rod out, just with a maggot feeder, and also a little piece of meat on, and that's what we got. Lovely chub, probably just about £1, nothing massive, but it was just a welcome bonus alongside the stick float, which has been a bit slow. So we're going to get that one in, see if we get another one. It's been a bit of a strange day really, because we started off this morning on a stick float. Although I could see lots of fish, lots of activity, just couldn't seem to get any. Whether it was a pike in the swim or what, just not happening. Then we started to pick up a few little ones, but really small dace, really small roach out, and maybe 1 ounce, 2 ounce. And then I put the feeder rod out, which was just a maggot feeder, but I put meat on the hook and we pulled in a couple of chub that way. And then we moved swim down to where I am now, went back on the stick float and pulled in a couple more dace and roach, a little bit better quality. Nothing massive though, honestly. I think we had one dace this morning, maybe 7-8 ounce, something like that. That was all right. That was the biggest. And then we caught a nice perch. So I'm back on the feeder rod at the minute, just having a cup of coffee and enjoying the day on this beautiful river, which it is. It's great. I've got to say, I've been looking at the other anglers and no one seems to be pulling them out today. Say the water's low. We just lost one on the feeder. Yeah, the water's low. It's gin clear, and from what I can see about, nobody's pulling them out at all. So, obviously with the 2 chub I've got, you know, they're all right, but everything else is really, really small. So that's it. We've just called time. Just finished the session. You know what? It'd be easy to. Been a lot of small fish today. I mean, I'm talking 1 and 2 ounce fish and even smaller. We've had a load of them on the stick float in the end, but there's not going to be any weight in the net. The highlight of the day was the 2 chub we got on the feeder, and that's the only way we've been able to put any weight in the net, really. But you know what? It'd be easy to look at this little session and say, because of the size of the fish, it's not really been a success. But you know what? I'm trying out a new water. And I've learnt a lot today. We've done 2 different methods. We've used a stick float and we've pulled in, you know, the fish were there, we've pulled them in, but the water was so clear today, and I just feel like that's the reason why we've not really got into any of the bigger fish. But we've used 2 tactics. We went onto the feeder and we picked out some bigger, picked out some bigger chubs. So, you know, when we weren't getting them on a stick float, we were able to move on to a different method and we pulled some fish in that way. And we kept both lines going. So, you know, while I had the feeder, I kept feeding the float line, even though I wasn't necessarily always using it. But we've managed to be catching fish all day, most of the day anyway. So I'm just gonna have a little look at the net and let's see what we've got. So that's what we've got in the net. As you can see, loads of small dace, a couple of nice chub, a couple of perch, some roach as well. So let's get those back. So just back to van at the end of the session, up a big hill with all my stuff, absolutely worn out. As I say, a good little session for the first time on that new stretch. Definitely be back. I hope you liked the video. If you do, give us a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to press the notification button so that you can keep getting the videos.